Ahoy, ahoy, here I am proving that sometimes I do actually leave my house. Now, at one point, after I got the treadle sewing machine, I said that I could not promise that I was done buying old sewing machines, and, true to my word. So this is a Singer Sew Handy. I am not sure of the date on it. I believe this style was made in the 1950s. It's a toy sewing machine that does a chain stitch. I'll do a comparison when I get home with the other Mueller toy chain stitcher I have, because that one looks like a toy. This one actually looks like a sewing machine, and it has a little bit of heft on it. I'm pretty sure I can get it working again. Everything moves, it's just very dirty. Didn't come with the C-clamp. These normally have to hold them on the table, but that's something that can be found at a hardware store. My only concern, get in there a little bit closer, is that broken off needle. Hopefully I can get that bolt to not be completely seized up so I can get that out and actually use this. Before I get to work, I just wanted to do a little comparison between the two toy chain stitchers. The other day when I was explaining the concept of the toy sewing machines to my partner, he said it sounded like an easy bake oven of sewing machines. I think that is a pretty good analogy, but I would take it a step further and say that this is like the easy bake oven and this is like a toaster oven. And then of course this is your range. We'll start with this Mueller. I forgot the year on this. I think it's 1912, but as you can see, it's in the shape of a sewing machine, but it's this weird little flat boy. Theoretically, it's capable of doing the same chain stitch. I have not figured out if it can be made in working order again, and I just don't know enough about these machines because there's no information on them anywhere or what. But yeah, as you can see, you really would not be able to do a whole lot with this. That tiny little workspace, and it's very light, obviously, because it is a wafer thin. And then this is the Singer Sew Handy. It has a little bit more heft than you would think, and basically built like a sewing machine that is shrunken down and with a little bit more work surface. So I intend to use this for smaller things, cuffs, collars, pocket squares, because with the treadle, I still don't have as great control, and this, can also be used for mending doll clothes, actually functional small objects, as opposed to this, at this point, basically a really cool curio. I'm not mad about it. Looks really neat with all its filigrees and stuff, but not very functional. And just as I get into work into this, here's a close-up and a quick overview of what needs to be done. Obviously, I want to get a new C-clamp. Mostly it's just cleaning and oiling, which has been the case with all of these. There is a lot of dust in there. Like, it's coming off on my hands. A little less now, but when I took it first out of the box, it was just rubbing off all over me. My allergies are not happy for it. The other thing, if I can get the needle up. Oh, crap. Can't do this with one hand. It's trying to slide on me. Is this rusty, broken off needle that I need to get out of there somehow. Not sure how noticeable the difference is now that I went ahead, dusted, cleaned, oiled it off, except did notice one issue, which I feel pretty foolish for not seeing this earlier. So this knob here, that's where the tension mechanism is supposed to be, but it is empty. Not to worry though, I was able to find those parts very easily. So those will be in soon, and then hopefully that'll be what it takes to get this functional. So here are the parts for the tension. I got a new needle on there. Also found out that there's only a certain kind of needle that these need, but they're not too hard to find. This looks pretty straightforward to put on there, which is good because I was having trouble finding instructions for how this is actually supposed to go on. And there's the whole tension assembly on there. I mean, it went on pretty easily. However, I'm a little nervous because, because the little nut there didn't feel like the most fantastic fit. Hopefully I can learn how to thread this and it will work somehow. So it's threaded. Is it threaded correctly? I have no idea, but I'm just gonna try one-handed since I still don't have the clamp to do a few revolutions and see what happens. Okay, something. So up against a little wall right now, we see the hook is grabbing the thread, but it's not letting go. So as you can tell by the fact that my shirt sleeves are different, this is a new day. I have still not been able to successfully get this to stitch. What keeps happening is the thread goes down and gets looped and gets caught and just keeps looping and getting horrendously tangled. The good news is though, I was able to go on one of the, okay, cool, you can see this, go on one of the vintage sewing machine social media groups I'm in, and somebody sent me the service manual. I'd like to take a moment of appreciation. This is a toy marketed towards children. Yes, adults did buy these for the convenience of having a really small machine for quick mending, etc. But its target audience was kids. There is a service manual for a toy sewing machine. And that's just so contrary to what we think of today, where we just kind of think of things we, not just think, I almost said things we give to kids, but it really goes through a lot of our consumer mindset that if something breaks down, you replace it.
Ahoy, ahoy. I am in beautiful, sunny Alaska. So the saga with that sewing machine, it's continuing. I kind of put a stop at what I was working on. We'll come back to it later because I'm working in Alaska for a few months. Still haven't figured out what exactly was wrong with it because I tried retyping it and then that didn't fix the issue. I think it's something is up with the looper. Have not determined if it's something like there's a rough spot or a burr that I can fix or if it needs to be replaced. But, you know, we'll get back to that eventually. While I'm here, there will be more sewing-related content. If I was smart, I would put a pause on collecting sewing machines. But as I've demonstrated, I have absolutely no self-control. But we'll see. Until the next time, goodbye.